In 1740, the King of Prussia, Friedrich Wilhelm I, lay dying. The pastor was called in, and he admonished the king that if he hoped to go to heaven, he must forgive his enemies. Now, everybody knew how much the king hated his brother-in-law, George II of England. He thought about the pastor's warning, then turned reluctantly to his wife and said, "In that case, write to your brother and tell him I forgive him. But don't do it until after I'm dead." Jesus gives us quite a different example of forgiveness because he gave us a greater example of love. "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." The greatest act of love brought with it the greatest act of forgiveness. Love forgives. Forgiving love heals. They know not what they do. How often do we hear people around us who don't know what they are doing? People speaking or blogging who don't know what they're talking about. Socrates said, "There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance." According to him, people only act in an evil manner when they don't understand. If they really knew what they were doing, they wouldn't do it. From the cross, we hear the same. "Father, forgive them. They're good people, but they don't know what they are doing." We may be surrounded by ignorance, but sometimes we find ourselves living in ignorance as well. Sometimes we don't know what we are doing. "Father, forgive me. I know not what I do." And if they find one who really doesn't know what he's doing, well, they make him pastor. Love forgives, and perfect love forgives perfectly, forgives all, even ignorance. So often it is God's followers who are the ones who really don't know what they are doing, the ones living in the greatest ignorance. Often we meet supposedly religious people who can quote chapter and verse of the Bible, but miss the entire point of Christ's teaching, which is as simple as love, compassion, forgiveness. Father, forgive your followers, for we often do not know what we are doing. Let us look to the cross, the very model of compassion, the very model of forgiveness, the very model of love. How often have I not been so loving? How often have I not been so forgiving? Love beckons. Forgive my unloving. Love forgives. Forgive my unforgiving. Love me as I am, that I may learn to love. Forgive me at my worst, that I may learn to forgive. Look upon me in your compassion, for all too often I know not what I do.